So, let's talk about the future of artificial intelligence, because right now we're seeing two massive shifts happening all at once. On one hand, the actual engine that powers AI is about to get a quantum upgrade. I mean, we're talking about abilities we can barely even wrap our heads around. And on the other hand, we're having to completely rethink how we as humans are going to talk to, work with, and really partner with these new super intelligent systems. Okay, let's get into it. And if you want to know why this is such a big deal right now, just look at the problems we're already struggling with. As the quantum computing firm BQP puts it, things like managing a global supply chain, well, they're so ridiculously complex, with thousands of moving parts, that our current computers, our classical AI, they just hit a wall. They literally break. And that's where our story really begins, right at the edge of what our current technology can do. So, let's start with that engine. What does it actually mean for AI to take a quantum leap? Well, it means we have to go way beyond the simple on or off world of bits and bytes that has powered, every single computer you've ever touched. And this really gets to the heart of it. A classical bit, that's like a light switch. It's on, a 1, or it's off, a 0. Super simple. But a quantum bit, or a qubit, that is something else entirely. It can be a 0, it can be a 1, or, and this is where things get weird thanks to quantum mechanics, it can be both at the exact same time. There's a name for this crazy property. It's called superposition, and it is the absolute core of what gives quantum computers their incredible power. By just existing in all these different states at once, a system of qubits can explore a mind-boggling number of possibilities all at the same time, something a regular computer could never, ever do. Okay, here's a great way to think about it. Imagine an AI trying to solve some insanely complex maze. A classical AI, it has to check every single corridor one by one. It goes down a path, oops, dead end, turns around, tries another. A quantum AI, because of superposition, can basically look at all the possible paths at the exact same time. It sees the entire maze all at once. And listen, this is not just some theory. This is really happening. In October of 2025, Google showed off this power in the real world. They used a machine with just 65 qubits, which sounds small, and got a staggering 13,000 times speed up over one of the world's most powerful supercomputers. This isn't science fiction anymore. The engine is real. So the bottom line is, we're building this absolute Ferrari of a computation engine. But you can't steer a Ferrari with the reins from a horse and buggy, right? With all this insane, unprecedented power, the next massive challenge is, how do we actually talk to it? How do we work with it? And that, right there, brings us to the whole other side of this story, the human-AI interface. See, it's not just about building a more powerful brain. It's about designing a whole new language so we can have a real conversation with that brain. So here's the problem. Most of the software we use every day, it's all built for these predictable, static workflows. You click this button and this window opens. It's all predetermined paths. But working with a powerful AI, that's dynamic. It's about your intent, not just your clicks. Our old interfaces are creating what one research paper calls a fragmented user experience. It's just clunky. To fix this, researchers from Adobe are proposing a brand new design framework. They've laid out 8 totally distinct interface patterns, or modalities. Everything from a simple prompt bar to these complex collaborative canvases. This is basically our new toolkit for building the dashboard for that Ferrari. And these 8 patterns, they kind of group up into 4 main categories. You've got your lightweight interactions, think of a simple prompt bar. Then there are contextually integrated tools that pop up with suggestions right where you're working. You have dedicated interactions, like a full-screen chat. And finally, dynamic content, which is where you and the AI are literally creating stuff together in the same space. Okay, so we've got the toolkit. Awesome. But how do we know which tool to use for which job? How do we stop just guessing and start systematically designing the exact right kind of AI partner for whatever task we're trying to do? Well, the framework gives us 3 key things to think about for any task. First, workflow complexity. How many steps does it have? Second, AI autonomy. How much freedom should the AI have to do its own thing? And third, AI reasoning. How deeply does the AI need to understand what's going on? These are the dials we can turn to pick the perfect interface. And using those dimensions, the whole selection process becomes a really clear 3-step method. Step 1, you start with risk. Is this a high-stakes task that needs a ton of oversight? Step 2, you assess those dimensions we just talked about, complexity, autonomy, reasoning. And then step 3, You use a map to pinpoint the exact interface, the exact modality that fits those needs perfectly. This flowchart lays the whole thing out beautifully. See how it starts by looking at the business and compliance risk of the task? That first step then guides you through the dimension map, leading you straight to the ideal interface for that specific job. It's a structured way to make sure the AI partner you're building is actually the right one. Okay, this is where it all clicks into place. We have this quantum engine that can solve problems we used to think were impossible, and we have a human-centered design framework to build an intuitive dashboard. So, what happens when we put them together? Let's go back to those giant, unsolvable problems. Think about the world of finance. A quantum AI could optimize enormous investment portfolios in real time. It could model incredibly complex market risks in heartbeat, or spot fraud patterns that are so tricky they're invisible to our current systems. This is the perfect job for our new quantum engine. So how do you actually handle that kind of power? Well, this is how. Instead of fumbling around with a spreadsheet to manage quantum-level complexity, imagine working inside a dynamic canvas like this one. Here, the AI isn't just a calculator spitting out numbers. It's an active co-creator working right alongside you in a shared visual space. Because at the end of the day, the true revolution in AI isn't just going to come from more horsepower. It's going to come from marrying that power with smart human-centered design. It's about building a better dashboard and a better steering wheel so we can actually drive these incredible new machines. You know, the interface design pioneer Jeff Raskin said it perfectly. As far as the customer is concerned, the interface is the product. And for AI, this has never been more true. The most powerful AI in the universe is totally useless if we can't collaborate with it. The interface is everything. And that leaves us with this really fascinating question for the future. We're building the engines, we're learning how to design the controls. So as AI graduates from being a simple tool to a true co-pilot in our work and in our lives, the biggest question of all becomes, where are we going to choose to go together?